Hello, hello. Welcome back to the mat, my friends, and welcome to a yoga practice that's all about the balance between effort and ease. You might have noticed that we are in a new space. My fiance and I have just finished traveling for a little while, and we are now in a new apartment in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. So this will be our space for the next couple months or so. If you have not joined the online tribe, please come on in and join us. The link is in the description below. You'll get every week's brand new class delivered directly to your inbox, as well as access to my resource library of some yoga sequences and journaling worksheets. And if you would like to support the channel, the making of more videos like these, please consider joining me on Patreon. That link is also in the description below. There are various tiers that you can join. $5 a month helps to support this work that I do, the purchasing of any equipment I need, the time, effort that it takes to create these classes. $10 a month gets you a monthly yoga class calendar, so you never have to think about which class to practice on which day. $20 a month gets you the class calendar as well as monthly tutorials created by request. So we've had a couple really cool sequencing tutorials going out in the past couple months. So if that is of interest to you, consider joining there. And $50 a month is a great tier for yoga teachers or people who would like to start practicing without the use of a video. So you get the class calendar, you get the tutorials, and you also get 4 written out yoga sequences every month. So go ahead and check that out. That's the Patreon link below. Consider joining me there. All right, for today's practice, I'm going to recommend having 2 blocks and a yoga strap handy. Blocks will come underneath the hands for a supported warrior 3, and we'll be using the strap for a Supta Padangusthasana at the start of practice. If you don't have a strap, you can use a towel, a scarf, a necktie, anything in a strap-like shape. Alrighty, my friends, go ahead and gather your props, unroll your mat, and we'll begin here in a tall seat. Alrighty, come on into a tall, comfortable seat. I'm sitting up on a block. You may choose to do so as well, or maybe a cushion, a bolster, a pillow, or maybe you don't sit up on anything, you're just sitting on the earth, and that works as well. Make sure you're sitting with a nice long spine, crown of the head reaching skyward, and the hands resting wherever feels best. You can invite the eyelids to close or lower your gaze towards the earth if closing the eyes doesn't feel comfortable today. Take a moment to arrive here in your body, on your mat. Our theme for today is Sthira Sukham, which roughly translates to effort and ease, or steadiness and comfort. So in Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, which is one of our foundational yogic texts that tells us about the practice of yoga, the postures, the asanas, are really not mentioned very much at all. Mostly talks about breath work, meditation, the various levels of meditation, the yamas and the niyamas. But with regards to the postures, the only thing Patanjali really tells us about them is that they should be steady and comfortable. That we should be finding this balance point between effort and ease in each pose. Bring your awareness to your breath. Notice what it feels like to breathe in your body today. And start to bring a bit more depth and length to those breaths. And what sets yoga apart from other forms of physical movement is that we move with a very clear intention. And so our intention for today is to find that balance between effort and ease. Go ahead and take a big breath in through the nose. And open the mouth and let it go. And then gently opening the eyes. And we're going to begin on our backs today. So as you come onto your back, make sure that your strap is within arm's reach, so easy for you to take hold of it. And you're going to come onto your back just like your Savasana. Legs will be long. Take just a moment here. You can bring hands onto the belly, or the arms can be by the sides of the body, whatever feels best. And feeling all the points of contact between your body and the earth beneath you. And go ahead and extend the arms long overhead. Taking a nice long stretch here. The feet can come together. And from here, we're coming into some side stretches. So take both feet and bring them to the left side. You're going to keep the hips, the shoulders, the entire back on the earth as you take both hands and bring them over to the left side as well. So you might need to sort of lift the torso as you move to the side, but then make sure that you're bringing your entire back and hips flat onto the earth. So you're creating this crescent moon shape with your body, or like a banana shape. Feel the stretch down the right side of the body. If you'd like to intensify, you can cross the right ankle over the left and use that as a bit of leverage. Maybe take hold of right wrist with the left hand and sort of gently pull. And then release all that, come back to center, and we'll take it to the other side. So feet go over to the right, the hands come over to the right, keeping the entire body flat on the earth, maybe crossing left ankle over right, maybe gently pulling on the left wrist with the right hand. Sending the breath down the left side of the body, feeling the stretch all the way down. And then release, come back into center. Go ahead and take hold of your strap. You can bring the soles of both feet flat onto the earth, and then lift the right knee in towards the chest. Loop your strap underneath the sole of the right foot, and then extend the right foot up towards the sky. So starting to check in with that right hamstring, gently pulling the leg towards the body. Really nice and gentle. We're just getting started. We have not warmed up yet, so no intense pulling here. You can keep the sole of the left foot flat on the earth, or if it feels okay on your body, you can start to extend the left leg long, but do so really nice and slowly, checking in with the body as you go. One more breath here. And then bring the sole of the left foot flat on the earth once again, so the left knee points to the sky. You can release your strap, we'll come back to it later, and cross the right ankle just above the left knee. Make a figure 4 with the legs. You're going to hug the left leg in towards the chest. So the right arm threads through the space in between the legs, the little triangle. The left arm to the outside of the left leg, taking hold of the back of the left thigh. And gently pulling the legs in. Again, keeping this really nice and gentle. If you're having trouble reaching for the left thigh, you can also use your strap, loop it around the thigh, and use the strap to kind of pull the leg in if you need just a little more length in your limbs there to make that happen. One more breath. And then releasing the left leg, bring the sole of the left foot flat to the earth and stack the right knee on top of the left. So like you're sitting like a lady. And then you can scooch the hips to the right just a little bit and drop both legs over to the left. Keep the right shoulder on the earth, coming into a supine twist. And then lifting back up to center. Re-square the hips, bring the right foot flat to the earth, left knee comes in towards the chest, and loop your strap under the sole of the left foot. So coming into the other side. So notice where the sensations might be a little different on your left side versus your right side. One side always feels a bit more open than the other. So just noticing where those differences lie. You can keep the right foot flat on the earth, or you can slowly and gently start to extend the right leg long. And if you need to bend the left knee a little bit, please do so. Taking this nice and slow. One more inhale. And exhale here. Bring your right foot flat on the earth again if you extended the leg, releasing your strap and crossing the left ankle just above the right knee, figure 4. Hugging the right leg in towards the chest, taking hold of the back of the right thigh. Nice and easy. Noticing the sensations arising in the outer left hip. And then releasing the right leg, bringing the right foot flat, stacking the left knee on top of the right, scooching the hips to the left just a little bit as you drop the legs over to the right side, keeping the left shoulder on the earth, the chest open to the sky, taking your supine twist here. And then lifting back up to center. Go ahead and hug both knees into your chest. Give them a squeeze here and then roll yourself up and cross the shins. Roll over the shins. Go ahead and come into tabletop position, hands and knees. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. As you inhale, drop the belly to the earth. Open the heart forward, lift the tailbone. And as you exhale, round the spine. Bring the chin in towards the chest. Really press the earth away. Inhale to extend or arch the spine. And exhale to flex or round. Take 3 more rounds of cat-cow just like this. And then coming back to neutral, you can walk the hands forward about one hand's length, one hand's distance. Tuck the toes under, lift knees and hips. Find your downward facing dog. You can pedal out the feet here if that speaks to you. Bending one knee and then the other. Maybe bending both knees deeply, maybe shifting hip side to side. As you come into this first downward facing dog, check in with the body and notice what it feels like to come into this shape. And when you feel like you're satisfied with movement, start to find some stillness. Take a moment and come on forward. Bring the weight forward a little bit, like you're going to come into a plank pose. Go ahead and bend the elbows, opening them out wide, and then pull them back towards the body. So kind of like this scooping motion with the elbows. And then from here, begin to straighten the arms as you press the chest back towards the legs. Bend the knees really deeply and think about trying to like shine your bum up to the sky. So really lift the hips up high. And then from here, keeping everything active, engage your core really lightly so you're not super arching the low back. And then start to straighten the legs a little or a lot. Taking a couple of breaths here in downward facing dog. See if you can find that balance point between exerting effort and finding ease here in this pose. So where do you need to work and where can you do a little less? On your next inhale, shift the weight forward into plank pose, shoulders over wrists, gaze toward the front edge of your mat, navel to spine. Take one more inhale, and exhale, take it back, downward facing dog. Go ahead and walk the feet up to the top of your mat. Feet can be hip width distance. Keep a nice bend in the knees as you let the torso and head hang heavy. You can shake out the head, yes, no, maybe. Maybe finding a little sway up the torso. And then finding some stillness. And on your inhale, lifting halfway, lengthening crown of the head forward, and exhaling to fold over the legs. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Keep a little bend in the knees, bring hands to hips, come to stand with the flat back. Beautiful. Finding your Tadasana mountain pose here at the top of your mat. So big toes come together, little gap in between the heels, root down through the feet, feel length traveling up the spine. Inhale, lift the arms up high, Urdhva Hastasana. As you exhale, hinge at the hips, fold over the legs, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen crown of the head forward. As you exhale, bring the palms to the earth and step back into a strong plank pose. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, bring the knees to the earth and then slowly lower the torso to the earth. Tops of the feet press into the earth, shoulder blades pull back and down as you inhale to lift the heart up for Cobra pose. And then lower the torso to the earth, tuck the toes under, come through, bend knees into downward facing dog. Now on your inhale, you're going to lift the right leg up and back. Keep the hips nice and square so the toes point to the earth. Take another inhale here. As you exhale, shift forward into a plank shape, bringing the knee to the nose underneath you. So scoop in the belly. Inhale to lift the right leg up and back. Exhale, knee to the nose, shift forward, scoop the belly. One more like this. Inhale. And exhale, knee to the nose. From here, step the right foot in between the hands. Stay on the ball of the back foot as you feel steady in the legs. Lift the torso, lift the arms for a high crescent lunge. Think about, go ahead and bend the left knee for a moment and feel that the shoulders stack right on top of the hips. Gently pull the pubic bone up to the navel so you firm up the lower belly. Keeping all of this active, now think about reaching the left hamstring up towards the sky, so straightening the left leg. So you'll notice that the pelvis sort of tilts as that happens. See if you can find that balance point between these two movements. On your next inhale, straighten the right leg as though you're being lifted up. And then exhale, rebend the right knee. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, bend. Go ahead and bring the left palm onto the earth. The right arm opens up to the sky, twisting towards the right leg. Notice if you're sort of collapsing into the left shoulder. Think about making space between the left ear and the left shoulder. Really press the earth away. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, bring the right hand onto the earth, and then take the right foot back in downward facing dog. On your inhale, lift the left leg up and back. Keep square hips. As you exhale, shift forward, knee to the nose, scoop in the belly. Inhale, up and back. And exhale, knee to the nose. One more inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to the nose, scoop in the belly, and from here, step the left foot in between the hands. Staying on the ball of the back foot, lifting the torso, lifting the arms. Bend the right knee just a little bit for a moment. Feel the stacking of the torso. Pull pubic bone up to the navel, firm up the lower belly. Keep that active, and from there, straighten the right leg. And sort of play around with these two motions, finding that opening in the right hip flexor. Inhale as though you're being pulled by a string from the crown of the head up, straighten the left leg, and exhale, rebend. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. The right palm comes to the earth, left arm opens to the sky, twisting towards the left leg. Take one more inhale. Exhale, bring the left hand onto the earth and step the right foot up to meet the left. Go ahead and grab your 2 blocks and place them here at the front of your mat. So we're going to come into a supported warrior 3 in a moment. So nice to have the blocks ready for you as you're ready. From here, bend the knees really deeply. Lift the torso, lift the arms. Find your Utkatasana chair pose. Make sure that the weight is sitting back in the heels. Think about moving the shins back in space. Pubic bone gently pulling towards the navel. So trying to take some of this big booty pop out of the pose, so the big arch in the spine. And sitting down into the legs. From here, we're going to come to stand on the right leg, bringing the left knee into the chest. And then from here, the torso leans forward as the left leg moves back. Hands come down onto your blocks. Left leg extends long and back, supported warrior 3. So hips are really square. The left toes are pointing to the earth. The crown of the head is reaching forward. Long line of energy through the body. Take an inhale here. Now, as you exhale, scoop up the belly, bring the left knee to the nose as you round. Inhale to extend in opposite directions, and exhale to round. Take 3 more like this. So it's during this part of the practice that you're making the most effort. Making these shapes with your body requires energy. But even in the most challenging poses, see if you can find ways to do less, to find ease. Inhale, extend. And then lower the left hand next to, or left foot next to the right. Bend the knees deeply, lift the torso and arms, Utkatasana chair pose. And then coming to stand, bringing the right knee into the chest. Lowering the torso towards the earth, hands to your blocks as the right leg reaches long and back. Take an inhale here. Exhale, knee to the nose, scoop up the belly. Inhale, extend. And exhale, knee to the nose. Take 3 more just like this. Last inhale to extend, and then lower the right foot next to the left. Utkatasana chair pose once again. Sit down into the legs, lift the torso and the arms. Take an inhale. As you exhale, sit down a little bit lower in the legs. Inhale here. Exhale, sit down a little lower. Inhale. Exhale, come down a little lower. Inhale. Exhale, come down lower until you can bring your seat to the earth. coming into Navasana boat pose. So make sure you're sitting up on your sitting bones and not rolling back on your tailbone. So you want to make sure that the spine is nice and long. Hands come behind the thighs as you lean the torso back, long line from the hips to the shoulders, and then lifting the legs off of the earth. You can keep the shins parallel to the earth, and you can keep the hands behind the thighs to support you. Option to release the arms next to the legs if you're feeling steady. And if this feels okay, maybe straightening the legs. One more breath. And then hugging the legs in. Go ahead and hug the shins, bring the forehead towards the knees. Maybe a gentle rock side to side. And from here, we're coming into a supported bridge. So take one of your blocks with you as you come down onto your back. Come onto your back, soles of the feet on the earth, the knees pointing up to the sky. Take hold of your block in one hand, lift the hips up towards the sky, and the block is going to come under your sacrum. So you choose the height that feels best for you today. My block is currently on medium height, but you decide what works best for you. We're taking this nice restorative bridge pose, a passive bridge pose. So as we come into this more restful pose, you can more easily find complete ease. Or maybe there are parts of the body that are still on, still sort of waiting to move at the ready. Maybe the body is completely at ease, relaxed here, and it's your mind that's pretty sharp and alert. Find that balance in both body and mind. And from here, we're going to come into a Viparita Karani. So my recommendation is to bring your block onto its lowest height for this. So you'll lift the hips just a little bit, shift the block onto its lowest height if it's not already. If you already have it on lowest height, then you're already there. And then from here, lifting the feet off the earth, the knees lift, and then extending feet up towards the sky. So this is a variation of legs up the wall. If you would prefer to scooch up to a wall and actually take the legs up the wall, feel free to do that. That'll be a more relaxed version of this pose. So if you are here with a block underneath you, the legs high, this pose is a perfect representation of Sthira and Sukha, effort and ease. So there is effort being exerted here to keep the legs up high, but at the same time, you are able to find that place of ease, of release in this pose. And gently bending the knees, bringing the feet back towards the earth. Go ahead and lift your hips up just enough to move your block out from under you. And if there are any final movements that your body's craving before you find stillness in Shavasana, feel free to pause the video and take whatever that is. If you are ready for Shavasana, you can come on with me, extending the legs long. The feet can be about as wide as your mat, maybe wider. And the arms will extend by the sides of the body with the palms turned up towards the sky. And go ahead and take a big breath in, filling up the belly. Open the mouth and let it go. Here in Shavasana, release even any effort to find ease. Trust that you are supported by forces outside of your body, by the floor beneath you, by gravity. Allow yourself to be fully supported and allow the body to completely relax. Allow ease to find you here. And if you have more time to stay here in Shavasana, please do stay. Otherwise, start to bring some gentle movement into fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. And extend the arms long overhead, taking a nice long stretch here. And bringing the soles of your feet flat onto your mat. Turn onto the side of your choice. And using the top hand to help press you up, make your way into a comfortable seat. And keeping the eyes closed if you can, the attention inward. And take a moment to sit up nice and tall. Root down through the sitting bones, finding length in the spine. And I invite you to move out into the rest of your day, finding that balance of effort and ease in all that you do. And bring the palms to touch at heart center. And bow the head gently towards the hands in a gesture of gratitude. Thank you so much for allowing me to lead you in this practice today. Namaste. Thank you so much, yogis, for joining me here on the mat for this Sthira Sukha yoga practice. Do check out the links in the description below. And if you have any questions about this theme, please feel free to shoot me an email at natalie@roamingyogi.co. I will meet you right back here on the mat next time.